Hello, I'm Yogi Stillness, and thank you for joining us. I'll be your guide in today's meditation. Today we'll explore the importance of offering ourselves compassion so that we can grow from our mistakes. Let's start seated on the floor, a cushion, or in a chair. When you're ready, let your eyes close, and we'll take 3 deep breaths together. Begin with a great big inhale and hold it in, and a long full exhale. An even deeper breath in and pause, holding it, and a full exhale. One last full inhale and hold, and a complete exhale. Now notice the movement of your breath closely, and take a moment to think about the people who are compassionate, people who care how others feel, are understanding and patient with others, or show compassion in any other way. They may be people you know, they may be historical figures, or they may be a traditional representation of compassion, like a saint or Buddha. Take a moment to contemplate the concept of compassion using whatever examples you can think of. Then, imagine seeing yourself with that same compassion, as if you were that embodiment of compassion. See if you can embody that compassion as you think about people in your life who might seem selfish to you. It can be strangers in traffic, to family members. Imagine offering compassion to these people with whom you are comfortable practicing compassion. Continue practicing compassion for all those in your life for whom you can find empathy for a few more moments in silence. If the mind has wandered, redirect it to the breath to ground yourself. Now think about yourself. Think about places where you might have tried a little harder, times you could have been more patient, or situations where you wished you could have been more persistent. No matter who you are, there can be times when you know you could have been more considerate in some way, but instead made a selfish choice. And that's okay. It's only natural. Even if the examples that come to mind are small or distant, practice self-compassion for a moment. See yourself with the same sense of understanding you try to find for others. Wherever it feels comfortable, forgive yourself for those places you've slipped up. Notice the places you've come to know better. And forgive your former self for not having that wisdom. Continue observing your emotional state in silence for a few minutes. Bring your focus to the inhale and exhale once again. Reflect on any emotions you may be observing. One of the benefits of practicing mindfulness is that we become less reactive. As we become less reactive, we can learn how to respond to other people's shortcomings with compassion instead of judgment. The more mindful we are, the easier it can be to put ourselves in someone else's shoes and imagine how we might react under similar circumstances. Understanding how we work helps us understand how others work too. If we can see another person's shortcomings with empathy, we can be even more capable of learning from it, because we can imagine if it had happened to us. But even as we learn to be more compassionate towards others, it can be easy to forget how to be compassionate towards ourselves. Mindfulness practice is about building greater awareness. The more we are aware of our thoughts and dispositions, the more we can control things that may have been unconscious or instinctive. As this happens, we can become more capable of seeing it if we're being selfish, neglectful, or reckless. This can make us more capable of behaving with consideration for other people's feelings instead of only our own. But mindfulness can also make us aware of all the ways we may not have been our best selves in the past. We're all born with an instinct to take care of ourselves first. It's very natural. It takes time and insight to see other people's needs and feelings as equal to our own. But just as we can grow to see other people's behaviors with less judgment and more compassion, we can also learn how to see our former selves with the same compassion. And during those times when we may have slipped up and failed to act mindfully, we can benefit from being compassionate enough to understand what motivated that part of ourselves. Just as we learn through mindfulness practice to be empathetic towards others when they slip up, we can remind ourselves to practice that same empathy for ourselves. Only by seeing ourselves as worthy and capable of doing better are we able to grow into our highest self. If we are ashamed of our mistakes, we can limit our ability to grow from them. If we can see our mistakes with self-compassion, we can have an easier time integrating their lessons into our lives. Compassion is most effective when it's universal. And being compassionate to ourselves is just as important as being compassionate to others. Come back into your body now. Take one last clearing breath in and hold it and let it out. and allow your eyes to open. Thank you for showing up for yourself in this practice today. We are so grateful for the opportunity to support you in self-care and look forward to meeting here again tomorrow.